Now, I'd like to move to the public policy, really to go from these aspects of public awareness, care, and public policy. And we are at a unique moment today. As you said rightly before, is that in 1999 we had the EU regulation on orphan drugs. We are all familiar with that. Then we had in 1996 the EU regulation on pediatric drugs. And then in 1997 the EU regulation on advanced therapies. And that have been milestones for us in developing the treatments. And I can see some smiles about remembering probably about the debates on embryonic stem cell research for this advanced therapy regulation. And in parallel to that, the Commission was developing, and Tony Montserrat will probably present that more, the framework program for research where rare diseases have progressively been more highlighted with more funding, more language, and more priorities, and at the same time in the EU Public Health Program. And now we come at a moment in 2009 where the Commission has issued this Commission communication, an umbrella policy going from research to drug development and public health, then supported by this future Council recommendation, which for us, from a patient point of view, is so important, Professor Trakatellis, because the Council recommendation is the cornerstone to have national strategies and plans and regional policies also, which means policies closer to the patients and the parents. So this is when Europe is really at its best. High added value of Europe, but also impulsing a policy which is getting closer and closer to the citizens to improve their life. And not the least, there is a link between this EU policy now on rare diseases and other pieces of policy, such as the directive on cross-border healthcare and patient mobility, which are so essential for us to find the right financial and legal instrument for European reference networks, but also the EU Pharmaceutical Forum with the recommendation and conclusions, for instance, on the clinical added value of orphan drugs in order to gather the expertise at the European level to speed up the access to new medicines. And last, the organ donation and transplantation revision of policy and directive, and the blood and plasma-derived policy and directive. All these pieces come together to address needs of people, of patients with rare diseases. So yes, we are at a crucial moment for us. There is a lot of hope, a lot of work also, but a lot of hope. And it is a unique opportunity if we take a jump 5 years from now to dream about a situation when member states will have national strategies articulated around the 5 key chapters of research, codification, classification, identification of rare diseases, centers of expertise, mutualization of expertise in key areas, and empowerment of patient groups. That means that then we will have policies articulated between member states and between the member states and the Commission at the EU level. If we do that, we will do much better than in other public health areas, and I hope that will inspire others in the future. So now to conclude, our challenge is double from our perspective at Eurades. One is the challenge of translating this new policy environment into concrete orientations, measures in the national strategies and plans. And that's going to be a huge work. We're already working on it with the Europlan project and 24 member states involved, but also with the 16 national alliances inside Eurades. We're working on that. And we will promote very concrete step-by-step measures in order to have that implemented across Europe. And the second challenge is the sustainability of funding in order to fund these activities. And the funding is an EU challenge, an EU issue, but also a national issue. And we will be very strong at pushing the member states so to have the sustainable funding. There is no good strategy and plan on rare disease without an appropriate funding. Specific measures, specific money, and evaluation after that. And at EU level also, we need to look at instruments in order to have long-term development of the European reference network of centers of expertise, but also of organizations, information providers such as Orphanet, the rare disease database, which is so essential to all of us, but also the European network of helplines, where we are looking at the possibility with the Commission of creating a unique number across Europe for rare diseases. That would be wonderful. So we need sustainable funding for that, and also, obviously, for your orders, because it would be unfair if I don't think about your orders for that. Last of all, I'll have 4 personal wishes from the Council recommendation, Professor Trakatellis, is that a few years from now, I would like to see centers of expertise and European reference network all over Europe for rare diseases. We have that in the Council recommendation. Now we need to make it happen, really. I'd like also to see some common expertise between member states in 3 key areas. One is to have European protocols on diagnosis and care for some rare diseases. That goes together with the European Reference Network. We need to use the best knowledge. What is doable in one city to take care of a child with a rare disease is doable in another one. It's not an issue of money. That's not true. It's an issue of sharing the knowledge and having a common base to do that, a common reference. The second one is to have European guidelines on population screening and diagnostic tests. There is so many wrong political decisions of doing screening or diagnostic tests, which is a waste of money, when at the same time we're lacking money to access the innovative drugs. And that's a big mistake. So we need to have common expertise on that. And the third element is the European common assessment of the clinical added value of orphan drugs. It's a mistake to continue to work in each member state like that, or only to share information and expertise. Nonsense. We need to work together for common reports in order to then appraise the decision at the national level. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for your support, Professor Trakatellis.